Alright, we're back for another Dokkan Battle video, and in today's video we are going to be speculating on what units will have the best Super EZA, because of course in Dokkan right now, you know, it's right before anniversary, it's pretty dry, it's about what we expected, so there's not a whole lot to make content on in-game, but I figured we could do a little speculation video like this, where we go over some units that I think have insane potential for a Super EZA. I'm telling you, they're going to break the game. First off, you can see here, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Most of you probably knew he was going to be on this list, he was in the thumbnail. Yeah, this right here, dude. I mean, when you have 80% damage reduction, I don't care that it's only for the first 10 turns. You're a good unit. So as long as they give him a start of turn defensive stat, he's going to be impressive because this is already really, really good as it is. I think what determines if a Super EZA is going to be good is if their normal EZA, obviously, has at least one decent mechanic. So, for example, in yesterday's video, we talked about the first year anniversary units, the Gogeta and the Super Janemba, talked about how their Super EZA could be very impressive. That's because both of them have very good things built into their kit. The Janemba has dodge and guard, the Gogeta gets a lot of attack with Rainbow Key Spheres, he's super effective against all types. So even if you just have one or two good mechanics from your normal EZA, their Super EZA is obviously just going to build upon that and make it a lot better and throw a bunch of other things in there. So that kind of determines what a good Super EZA is going to be. That's the criteria I used at least. So this Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta having 80% damage reduction, obviously that's pretty good. So yeah, his Super EZA is going to be absolutely insane. It is unfortunate that he's not going to have his super attack effect change, so this is probably going to stay the same. No defense on super. Not the greatest thing, but when you've got 80% damage reduction, and I'm assuming they're going to give him a start of turn defensive stat, they're going to make it like 150% to attack and defense, probably give him like, I don't know, maybe some dodge, maybe some damage reduction. He definitely doesn't need it, but if they want to just throw it in there to be the icing on the cake with this guy, I mean, it could definitely work. Really, though, I would say just build upon his damage. So give him additionals, give him crits, super effective against all types, stuff like that. Because his defense is already bound to be good with this right here. So build upon his defense and then put a little bit more attention into his damage as well. And I think this guy could be an absolutely amazing Super EZA unit. And then next up, we got Super 17. So Super 17 is a little bit more of a recent EZA, I guess. I mean, it's 2020, so it was still a long time ago. So far, I think we've only had Super EZAs from 2019, or we've only had, yeah, Super EZA on an EZA unit from units that EZA'd in 2019. Sorry, I know that was confusing, but I don't know if this guy is in contention for getting a Super EZA just because he is a little bit more newer compared to the other units that have gotten a Super EZA, but regardless, eventually he will Super EZA. And dude, I mean, very similar to the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta here, damage reduction. So this guy builds up to a max of, I think, yeah, 70% damage reduction. He does get 50% the stats on super, so obviously that's very good because that's going to stay the same. So if his super attack effect is already good, then that does make him a little bit better than some of these other Super EZA units, because a lot of the Super EZA units we have now, their super attack effects just kind of suck. So because the super attack effect doesn't change, unfortunately that does carry over into their Super EZA, but fortunately, this guy has a good super attack effect, so it's not really going to be a problem with this guy with his Super EZA. I mean, yeah, dude, this guy's just going to be insane, right? He's a support, he's got damage reduction, he's building up here, so if they want to give him a start of turn attack and defense stat and have him build up, it's going to make him very good. I would say maybe throw some attack and defense into the target Goku support if they want to make it like 2 key, 30% the stats, and then a 17% chance to crit. I think that would be pretty good. And then that's really all you have to do, because you don't got to do a whole lot with his defense. He's going to have that 70% damage reduction. I would say just give him a start of turn defensive stat, and then he's kind of chilling. Maybe give him some additionals too, so the more supers you get, the higher his defense can get. I mean, that's still the case. Obviously, if you get additionals, he's benefiting from the super attack effect, but if they give him built-in additionals, then we're starting to talk about 3, 4 supers in a turn, and then his defense in slot 2 and 3 is going to get really crazy. And also, it's a Super 17, so, you know, androids, inhuman deeds, GT bosses, target Goku, power absorption, artificial life forms, so many weak teams, and especially target Goku, he's going to be massively buffing because he's supporting it. So this guy's potential to be great for the game, so definitely I'm looking forward to his Super EZA. Next up, we got Super Vegito. Yeah, what need I more say? Most of you probably have this guy, and it's crazy to say this, but I've still found myself using him every now and then, just over the course of the last like year or two. I wouldn't say he's great, but type advantage in some difficult events, he still has his uses right now. Between 80% damage reduction, with normal attacks, and counters, and a scouter right here, and a little bit of a support on a super attack effect, he's really not that bad. So I definitely think this guy's Super Easy A is bound to be pretty broken. I mean, if they make the scouter easier to get, bam, he's broken. If they just make his stats higher start of turn, bam, he's broken. And then if they do both of those things and then add a bunch more, which obviously they're going to do, because if you've seen the kit of some of these Super Easy A units, it's like a full paragraph, dude. We're talking like 8 lines. And obviously with most of the units we've gone over, there's only a line or two in here. So they like to just throw a lot of random crap in with these Super Easy A's. So I could see this guy being insane because the things he has already is really good. So if they're just going to build upon this and throw more random stuff in there, yeah, he's guaranteed to be busted. So Super Vegito, definitely going to be very good. Next up, we got the 2 Golden Friezas. So I'm just going to talk about them both at the same time because they're basically doing the same thing. The Tech Golden Frieza, high amounts of damage reduction. And then the AGL Golden Frieza, high amounts of damage reduction. The only difference is one of them has a little bit higher damage reduction, but he only has it when HP is 40% or more. Obviously, this AGL one. And then the Tech one always has damage reduction, but when your HP is below 49%, it's only 50%. So it kind of just depends on the situation if you're going to compare which one's going to be better. But they're both still really useful, especially if you bring them in an event where they have type advantage. I would say this Frieza maybe has a little bit more value just because his damage is going to be a little bit better because he is stacking attack. And then he's got this going on for him right here. But again, both of them are still pretty good. Just make their stats a little bit higher, maybe make their damage reduction condition a little bit easier to get. Not that it's difficult, but I mean, hell, what else are they going to do with the Super Easy A? Damage reduction is pretty much these guys' main thing. So do that, and then throw in additionals, crits, dodge, guard if you want to make them that more busted. And then, yeah, they're both going to be very good. And of course, with them being Golden Friezas, okay, where do I start? Sworn Enemies, Planetary Destruction, Gifted Warriors, Target Goku, Revenge, Wicked Bloodline, Movie Bosses, Full Power, Terrifying Conquerors, Inhuman Deeds, Resurrected Warriors, and then this Frieza obviously has the same list because they're both Golden Friezas. So all of these categories are getting buffed from a godly defensive unit like these two, because I'm assuming that's what they would be after their Super Easy A. I mean, it's pretty good in my opinion, right? That would be really, really good for the game. More specifically, really good for Extreme Class. So these Golden Friezas, insane potential with their Super Easy A. And next up, we got INT Buuhan. So this guy's kind of just on the list because I think he's going to Super Easy A alongside the AGL Super Vegito. So I don't know, we haven't seen like a dual Dokkan Fest Super Easy A yet. I guess we'll see once the first year anniversary Dokkan Fest units get their Super Easy A. We don't know if they're going to do them at the same time because I'm pretty sure both of these guys released alongside each other. Oh, no, they didn't. Yeah, this guy's 2017. This guy's 2016. All right, my bad. Sorry, I'm not a true Dokkaner. I haven't been playing since day one. I thought they released together. I don't know why I thought that. But anyway, this guy still has potential for a good Super Easy A. He's healing a lot of HP, which of course is really good. And he's getting stats per key sphere obtained. So, you know, they want to throw in a little orb changing in there. Of course, that would be very useful. If they want to do rainbow orb changing, that would be really good, because he's good for a lot of these Extreme Class units. So a rainbow orb changer on these Extreme Class teams, I mean, that's obviously going to be very good. He also has Big Bad Bosses and Metamorphoses, so pretty solid links for just all of Extreme Class. So I definitely think this guy could have a great impact on the game, but maybe not as crazy as some of the other units we talked about. But still, I mean, they could easily make him insane. He's recovering a lot of HP. He's getting stats with key spheres obtained. So if they throw in some damage reduction, guard, dodge, yeah, I mean, maybe some crits additionals, just the basic stuff, this guy definitely could be very good. But next up, we do have the AGL Rose Goku Black and then the Physical Vegito Blue. So, yeah, I mean, they're both bound to be good. Okay, so wait. I was talking about how this guy can still be useful today. This guy, most of you probably still use, because if he has type advantage, I mean, a good amount of difficult events you could throw this guy in. Now, of course, the hardest event in the game, or one of the hardest events in the game, if this guy has type advantage, he might not fare up that well, just because, well, power creep's a bitch, I'll say that. But still, in a lot of difficult content, or remotely difficult content, this guy can be pretty impressive, mainly because, obviously, the 40% damage reduction from normals, and the counters, which the counters pair very well with, obviously, all the other damage he's going to be doing. He's getting stats on super, so once you get all your super attacks in, you get a lot of attack from that, so then his counters are going to be doing a lot of damage, obviously, after he gets his supers. And then if you've got him built with full crits, which you probably should build most of these counter units with primarily crits, his damage is just going to be insane. So if they build upon his defense a little, give him a little bit more damage reduction, higher stats start of turn. If they want, maybe give him a little bit of dodge or guard. I don't know if that would fare very well with this guy's kit, because he does already have damage reduction, but it's only from normals, so super attack effects are kind of going to crush this guy. So they need a way to make him not vulnerable to supers, right? Maybe they just want to give him like 50% damage reduction, but it's just outright 50% damage reduction. It's not just restricted to normal attacks. I think that definitely could be very good. And then with the Goku Black, I don't know. I mean, this one's a little bit more difficult. He doesn't really have a whole lot going for him right here. His defense can build up to some solid numbers, I guess, but it's really not that crazy. Yeah, I guess he's a support, so that's pretty good, but this guy just doesn't have that much built into his kit, so it's not like Vegito Blue, where, you know, he's got all the additionals, he's got some damage reduction, he's got some counters, so we kind of know where they have to build upon, but with this guy, I don't know. I mean, give him crits, give him additionals, dodge, damage reduction, maybe make him heal. I know a lot of Goku Blacks do heal, but also, he does have some good extreme class links. You got Big Bad Bosses, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, and then obviously Fierce Battle, and he's on some weak extreme class teams as well. Worldwide Chaos, Inhuman Deeds, Super Bosses, Crody Bodied Mine. So, you know, his Super Easy A could be pretty good for the game overall, but this guy, mainly this guy is the one that's going to be insane. So that has been the video. Those are all the units that I'm going to talk about. Are there other units that are going to get a Super Easy A? Obviously. Are there other units that are going to get a busted Super Easy A that I didn't mention? Obviously. But these are more so the ones I'm most excited about, that I think also are pretty much guaranteed to be insanely busted. So that has been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know which units you're most excited to see get their Super Easy A, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.